Gala Games is such a big project that oftentimes people miss out and don't see a lot of the super cool projects that Gala Games is working on. So in this video, I want to remedy that for at least one of the super awesome Gala projects. We're talking in this video about Voxverse. Voxverse is a super awesome project from Gala Games, which is definitely going to be burning a ton of Gala on Gala's Layer 1 blockchain. So if you're a token holder or a gamer, either way, you should find a ton of value and a lot of interest in this video. So starting off here, this is just the Vox website. It just says, welcome to the Voxverse. Bring your Vox to life. Enter the Voxverse. That's not the really big reason why I wanted to come to this page. It is for this guy right here, Will Wright, because he is the lead developer, the mastermind behind Voxverse. And having a really brilliant game designer is a really big deal when you want to design a really brilliant game. So this is just a little quote here. He says, Gala Games is at the forefront of future connected game experiences, and we at Gallium, which is Will Wright's game company, are excited to be working with them, unquote. And if you don't know, Will Wright is the creator of The Sims and Sim City, so he has quite a bit of experience making, I think, maybe one of the most popular best-selling game franchises of all time. So what we're going to do now in the rest of this video is I'm going to actually let Will Wright himself explain some of what he is thinking in his creation of Voxverse and share some of my opinions on it. And together, hopefully through Will Wright, who's making the game, and me, who can maybe explain some of the things he's saying a little bit better, we can get a really good idea on what
my team at Gallium Studios is partnering with Gala Games to build an entire world that we're calling Voxverse. This is based upon the voxes that Gala Games has created, and we're theming an entire world in that style. The world itself...
If you don't know, guys, by the way, I should have totally said this. Vox are NFT collectibles. You can find them on OpenSea currently. You can see here, this is like Miranda's Voxes, which are Voxes that are in the style of Miranda's game and are going to be usable in Miranda's game. It's a pretty in-depth, cool NFT project connected to a full metaverse, which is why I'm super excited about it. And like I said, yeah, Will Wright is just a powerhouse.
Itself is actually going to be in the shape of a cube, very much like the Vox look. This is not only going to be a world for games, but also a place for other games to live. There will be portals to other Gala games like Miranda's, Townstar, that you can bring your Vox into these games and back out to Voxverse. Voxverse is going to be kind of like the place where your Vox lives. This world is going to be very multifaceted. We'll have different biomes, environments like desert, mountain, ocean, jungle. There'll be a large central city that the players help construct. Plus there'll be districts that are themed like Western, medieval, etc. Almost everything in this world is actually going to be constructed by the players. We're going to have very simple tools for the players to construct buildings, objects, vehicles, etc.
All right, so I want to pause it there to start off. I just think that is really cool so far. So he shared a lot of information in that first clip, and we're going to be diving deeper into several of the sections as we listen to a bit more of what he has to say in a minute. But the big things that he shared right there are that Voxverse is going to be a world in the shape of a cube. It's going to have portals into a bunch of different Gala games. And one thing that Will Wright has talked about is how he wants Voxes to share or change based off of the experiences that they have in other games as well when they're used in other games. So for example, your Miranda's Voxes are going to be usable in the massive multiplayer role-playing fantasy game Miranda's, and if they kill a dragon or something and then you bring your Vox back into Voxverse, well, they might have an extra little, I don't know, an extra little power or like a crown or like a badge or something that shows off the fact that they're a dragon slayer. And I don't know, that sort of like cross game thing is partly why the blockchain is just absolutely so freaking exciting. So now let's take a look at the second clip here that I want to listen to.
And it won't just be Vox holders in this world. We'll have, much more casual players that don't own a Vox yet that can come in and participate and play in the world as well. Now, I'd like to spend some time going through a little bit more detail and kind of what this world is and how you will play in it.
All right. So this next part is really cool as well, but I just think it's very cool for those of you guys who are curious. If you don't own a Vox, can you play in Voxverse? The answer is a very big yes. Also, that's going to greatly expand just the potential size of Voxverse because the number of Vox NFTs that exist is very limited.
Studying the Vox, and of course they're very cubic, short little squat creatures. So we decided to make their world a giant cube as well, with different environments, but still very interesting topology. The top of the cube is going to be where the central city, which we call Voxopolis, is going to be placed. On every side of this cube, we basically have different environments: jungle, mountain, ocean, desert. But of course, the cube has 6 sides. The thing is, we don't talk about the bottom side. Now, on the
Okay. So I just wanted to play that clip there, so it just gives you a good idea of how the world is going to work. Now, wait, just one more thing here. He needs to talk about the top side because the top side is very important.
This cube, there'll be resources distributed.
That's the next clip. But the bottom side is going to be, I don't know, some kind of hell or something like that. All right, this is the next part I want to
even when you're offline, your Vox is still going to be online as an NPC. So when I'm offline, my Vox can still be working in a job and earning me money, or mining resources out here, or just staying at home, resting, filling their motives. We'll have events within Voxopolis, which will be the cultural center initially. As the districts start developing denser and denser, they'll have their own cultural events. We'll have things like music events, art events, clubs forming, that kind of thing, social groups. Economically, there are going to be really 4 main economies in this game: things, money, time, and social. Basically, I can obviously mine resources, trade those for money, build things, acquire more things.
Yeah, so we can go way more in depth on how the actual economy is going to work. But I think if you want to do that, I'll have just like this full video linked below. There's just one more section that I really want to play from Will right here before we wrap this up.
We really want to invite you in, to help us build this world, because that's what's going to make it really cool and interesting. We're hoping that Voxverse will really fulfill our aspirations, but it's going to be up to our players to help us do that. Again, I'm Will Wright, and I thank you for watching this. Goodbye.
We thank you for working with Gala Games on making this a really cool, interdimensional, inter-game connected world that is Vox. I think Vox is one of the coolest projects by far that Gala is working on. I will say it's up there with Mirandus as I think one of the coolest overall projects that Gala Games is working on. And Gala Games, if you're a holder who's a viewer of this channel and has watched a bunch of our content, is working on a lot of really cool projects. So the fact that I think this is one of the coolest, I think says a lot about this project. It's just super awesome. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little deeper dive on Voxverse, and it helped you understand what's going on a little bit more. If you did enjoy it, drop a big thumbs up and subscribe for more content on Gala Games. I'll see you guys all in the Voxverse, and until next time, everyone, have fun roaming the metaverse.